we have to talk about a couple other things, especially in relation to U.S. soccer. I don't know if you have been keeping up with the news as far as U.S. soccer decided, for some reason, the social media team decided to
throw a grenade into the World Cup qualifying.
So there was
World Cup group stage.
They were showing the table for Group B, and they, for some reason,
this is a social media.
This is
art.
Yeah, so it was on Twitter and Instagram. So they post the table, but when they're showing all the flags and obviously the results and the standings, they show the Iranian flag with without the symbol of the Islamic Republic in the center
middle.
of it. There's like a small little red symbol there.
And I was like, oh, cool, we're playing Ireland.
So because of that.
But here's the thing. They could have done that and then made it be like a cheeky thing and then leave it. But they didn't.
They did not.
U.S. Soccer was like, oh, we're doing that to show support for the women in the country, which is amazing. But also, what a time to do this. You could have done this weeks ago.
It also was the
only reason I'm saying this is because I'm worried that this will give the Iranian players something to sort of fight for.
You do this after the game. You don't do it before.
Yeah.
And
I want to give credit to Harry Kane because we talked shit about him not wearing the
One Love. Did we? You did.
But it's on the show called the Cooligans, and that has an S at the end. So, look, we do everything together. Now, I also didn't know about Santa until I was 12 years old. See what I'm saying? Together. We do things together. He wore a Rolex with a rainbow band on it, with a rainbow face.
Yes, and it was like a $300,000 watch.
Listen.
What a show of support. It's a lovely show of support, a very expensive show of support.
Let me tell you something. Not only does he care about One Love, he cares about the fit. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, I agree with it. But honestly, he did, and maybe some people said like, yeah, you didn't do enough. But like the fact that he did it where it would have to be kind of found and like he doesn't have to say it takes away him getting in trouble. It takes away his the FA from getting in trouble. It takes away from the team getting docked points or something else worse.
I like to call him an Easter egg ally. You know, you really gotta look at those. I'm like, oh, okay, he's one of us. You know,
computer term.
So okay, so. So U.S. Soccer decided to do this. This caused a little bit of a stir. The posts are now deleted. They've updated them with the correct flags. And apparently this wasn't a coordinated thing. I don't know if somebody went rogue and was like just wanted to do this, which is fine.
It feels coordinated, but I can't. Obviously that's all allegedly because I don't know.
Look, I think I appreciate the sentiment. I don't appreciate the timing. That's kind of my feeling on it. So do this after you beat them. You don't gotta face them, and you don't put your players in a situation where they now they have to field this kind of either distraction or these questions, and we have to look. It sucks that this is the situation, but we have to give props to the U.S. men's national team captain Tyler Adams.
Tyler Adams, bro, what a show! What a level of professionalism. How old is he? He's 21.
We need to have an age something,
or maybe Harry needs to be quick with the goddamn Google. Bang it, Harry.
Anytime we talk about any human being, you need to be looking up their age. Yeah. Okay.
What's Harry? 58? How old is Harry? We found him doing the word puzzle, the crossword puzzle outside.
So how old is Tyler Adams? Do you know? He's 23. He's a young man.
This is a man on the cusp of being a full adult, answering this like he's been in politics for a solid 30 years.
So let's play it and we'll react to it.
You support the Iranian people, but you're pronouncing our country's name wrong. Our country is named Iran, not Iran. Please, once and for all, let's get this clear. Second of all, are you okay to be representing a country that has so much discrimination against black people in its own borders? And we saw the Black Lives Matter movement over the past few years.
My apologies on the mispronunciation of your country. That being said, There's discrimination everywhere you go. One thing that I've learned, especially from living abroad in the past years and having to fit in different cultures, is that in the U.S. we're continuing to make progress every single day. I grew up in a white family with obviously an African American heritage and background as well. So I had a little bit of different cultures, and I was very, very easily able to assimilate in different cultures. So not everyone has that ease and the ability to do that, and obviously it takes longer to understand. And through education, I think it's super important. Like you just educated me now on the pronunciation of your country. So it's a process. I think as long as you see progress, that's the most important thing.
Let me give you the real translation. He said, "What you think you gonna catch me out here like that? What you think I'm stupid? You think I'm gonna give you something to tippy tappy about on your computer to make all of us look like assholes? Huh? You think I'm gonna let you shit on my country right now before a game?"
So look, and I'll say, I'll translate what the reporter asking that question, because he is not asking about. He doesn't care about
he's laying
black people's struggle.
He's laying bear traps out. He's hoping to catch them.
All he's saying is like, hey, I know you're talking about our problems in our country, but what about your country's problems?
100%.
Like, why don't you have anything to say about that?
Right.
And it's like, bro, you don't care about women or black people. That's what I'm getting when I hear that question.
Right. People are protesting in your country, hoping to get what I would consider basic freedoms, a little bit more equality. And instead, and sort of you're being defensive and saying, what about your country? Your country got problems too.
Yeah.
Hey, you're black. Black people don't have it the easiest in your country. Why don't you talk about that? And what you didn't see, if you're listening, is Tyler Adams' face going, "Oh, I see what you're doing." And he didn't give it to him.
Yeah.
Which, look, it doesn't take away the issues that black people are having in this country, that gay people are having in this country, that anyone who's a minority is having in this country. It doesn't take away from that. He didn't diminish that either. But what he basically did was, hey, man, everybody, there's problems. I've played in Europe. There's problems there. He was able to deflect without giving them that bulletin board object or headline that they wanted.
But this is the classiest part, is the it's all about education. Thank you for educating me on how to say your name. Like he just applied humility. Like, no, he wasn't like, it's Iran and blah, blah, blah. He was just like, oh, okay, thank you for correcting me. Yeah. He showed compassion to the person asking the question and for Iranian people. Wasn't trying to stoke any fire. Doesn't want to add anything more to this game that already needs to be there. And the part I hate is that the Iranian players probably agree with the U.S. and the players and everything, because they've been protesting as well.
Yeah. They're the ones who took pictures covering their face.
Yeah, dude. So it's like, yo, eat a dick, bro.
Yeah. He should have said that.
It's just so, like you can tell it's just so calculated and coordinated. And like you said, the hope into maybe he'll say something, we can make a clip out of it, get everybody riled up in Iran. And then it becomes all of a sudden a political issue. The Iranian government or something, they've been petitioning to FIFA to get the U.S. kicked out of the World Cup. Get out of here, bro.
Before the game. Which I love that. It's like, hey, man, things aren't good over there. It's like, I think we're both going to go down here. You know what I mean? One bank robber can't be like, that guy's robbing a bank while you got a gun and a balaclava inside the bank. You know what I mean?
So frustrating stuff. But again, props to Tyler Adams, man. And we've...
he just dipped out of it, man. And that's honestly, in this situation, this could have been turned into multiple headlines and a bunch of really bad situations. And honestly, dude, while disrespectful of the reporter, but he saw what you were doing and he dipped out of it. And Tyler Adams, man, man of the press conference. I don't know if they do that. I know they do man of the match, but that's man of the press conference. Right,
you get
there,
a small Budweiser can.
Yeah. You get a Bud Light Lime.
Wow, he did it again.
Damn.
But after I watched this, I'm like, look, he's not the oldest player on the team. He's 23, as Harry has said. So don't put it on us. Harry said that.
Harry
he's 23 years old.
Harry doing his job. We can't confirm.
But after watching this press conference, I'm like, this young man is the captain of the U.S. national team. You know what I mean?
If there was any question as to whether he could be the captain, he showed it on the pitch, now off the pitch.
Without a doubt, bro. I'm just like, I'm hoping he has a very long career, but it's what you do. Who gets the captain's armband is not just what you do on the pitch. And he is wise beyond his years.
I wouldn't have handled it this way.
I don't think I would have either.
Nah. I would have yelled some shit like, miss me with this shit. Next question.
What you talking about?
Yeah.
Yo, somebody get this fool out of here.
Yeah. I'm going to smack the Iran out you, bro. Say it wrong again. I would have fucked up.
Yeah.
Because you put me in a position.
And then we lose in the World Cup. Yeah. It's not good.
You're backing me into a corner. Yeah.
So look, props to Tyler Adams, man. We can't say it enough. This was really, it's one of those moments where, even being a fan of U.S. men's national team, I think the journalist has a point, right? It's a lot of people have been sort of making these jokes recently, watching the U.S. men at the World Cup, where there's like a popular like trend going on TikTok, especially, where people are basically saying like, sometimes I hate this country, I can't stand this place, and then they go to a picture of the U.S. men's national team, and it's like red, white, and blue, motherfucker.
Yeah.
These colors don't run, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And there's one where a girl's like, it's just sometimes it's so difficult being a woman in this country, and then it cuts to that, and she's running back and forth with a flag.
Right.
Yeah.
But this is supporting U.S. soccer is
not saying you're okay with everything that's happening in the country.
It is that. It's difficult. And even U.S. soccer players represent different countries all over the world. They have different backgrounds. It's the fact that the country is so...
There's been Iranian players that have played for the U.S.
Right. It's just, look, it's complicated, and we all kind of figure it out on our own. But and I like Tyler's point about, like, as long as there's progress, that it does feel like we are moving forward. And it does... Look, it may not be going at the pace that we all want, but there is acknowledging that things are slightly better is okay as well.
Yeah, and also acknowledging that there is a problem is showing that there is progress, because a lot of these things are considered problems in the past. And also, this question is disrespectful to the Iranian players as well, who are sitting there fighting for basic rights in their country and trying to find a way to protest without getting arrested and murdered. Yeah. And you're asking questions of other people as if they're not.
But it's weird that like the flag not looking exactly the way it's. I mean, I'm sure it
was on purpose, Christian.
It was on purpose, but it's just like,
if I called you Christian Blanco, you'd be like, all right, I know it's one letter, but it feels disrespectful.
But it's just like that triggered, like, but what about black people? And you know what I mean? Like, it's just, it's very performative.
What is it? Whatisms?
Whataboutisms.
Whataboutisms.
All right, but so the drama in U.S. soccer is not over.
It continues.
Because there's a last story we'll talk about. But your boy Eric Winalda is in the news again.
Has never done anything that shocks people.
But Eric Winalda, obviously legendary U.S. soccer player. First player,
bit of a lightning rod, bit of a catalyst.
First player to ever score in Major League Soccer.
Yes,
remember that as well. So an OG, legend of the game. And he was on a Los Angeles Times Twitter Spaces, and which
still shocked people use.
so he said this, and I just want to play it, and we'll see how we feel about it. Oh,
so far I don't agree.
Let's see if this goes.
The lineup right now. With Gio Reyna out of the lineup right now, which has been a massive controversy within the team. Even his own, teammates are wanting him on the field, and it seems to be some internal strife with the manager, Greg Berhalter. I don't know how much I should comment on that, but I have been trying to console Gio's father, Claudio, for the last couple of hours. Last couple of days with everything going on. He was fit to play. Berhalter did lie to the media and say that it was an injury, asked the player to kind of go along with that story, which caused a rift between the two of them, and now he's on the bench, which is really unfortunate. This situation should have been handled very differently.
Do you believe Eric Winalda?
Man, it's difficult for me to think that somebody of such prominence, and everybody, a lot of Twitter followers, people know that this would get out. It's a little difficult for me to believe that he's just straight up lying.
I don't think he's lying, but could he be making,
exaggerating?
Could he be making 100 out of 10? You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
It feels like it because he kept heightening. Well, I don't know how much I should really talk about it. You already said everyone's name.
Yeah, you're
and then, you know what I mean? You literally have already named names. And then he goes, I've been consoling him for the last couple hours. Last couple of days, actually.